Hey everybody, I'm Sam.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title. Guys, we are back. It is Death Note episode 10.
Doubted.
Duped.
Last on, the deadly duo have come into contact.
Brothers.
I wanted to tell you that I'm L.
Moo. Can't freak out.
Be normal.
Fantastic episode, and the journey is really about to pick up, so y'all, if you want to stay around for that, make sure you subscribe to the Working Title channel. Leave a like, we would appreciate it. It's so easy, it's free to do. It helps us produce content for you guys, it helps the algorithm for us. Leave a comment as well if you want to. You don't have to, but we appreciate it. If you want to do another step, check out the Patreon. You can get not only 1 but 2 week early access for this show in particular. It would mean a lot to us. We're having a lot of fun with this. We're hoping that you have gonna have fun with us as well. And yeah, check out the show. We do not own it, and we're gonna punch it.
Bow.
And skippity skip.
Dude, free thug.
Sorry.
That's controversial.
How is it controversial?
Alright.
They say it for everything else. The internet. That wasn't clear.
Why so?
I have to admit, I was surprised, Ryuga. I never thought you'd ask me to play tennis as a way to get to know each other.
Is it a problem for you?
Not at all. But when you first invited me to play, did you know how good I was?
Yes, I'll be fine though. It's been a while, but at one time I was actually the British junior champion.
Yeah,
If I
right.
ask him if he's British, would he think I'm trying to find out more about him because I'm Kira? Oh well, can't hurt to try. Ryuga, were you raised in the UK?
I lived in England for about 5 years when I was younger, but save your breath. Nothing in that story would reveal Elle's true identity, I promise you.
Oh, is that so?
Good try.
Well, since it's our first
Fuck you,
match, why don't we
idiot.
just play a single set? First 1 to 6?
That's fine by me.
First is 6. What a weird number.
L's about to be some ass
This
at
is just a
tennis.
friendly game of tennis, nothing more. In and of itself, it won't determine if light is Kira. But I know Kira hates to lose.
Is he gonna be athletic, like unironically?
Oh shit, he's good. He wasn't
15
lying.
love.
Whoa, Ryuga, you sure don't mess around.
He who strikes first wins.
What do you mean you're not at liberty to say?
I'm very sorry, sir. We're under orders from L not to discuss the case with anyone, including you.
People are saying that the NPA is incompetent, that L is incompetent.
With all due respect, sir, the rest of the department runs away with their tails between their legs and we're incompetent? Do you have any idea how many people are left at task force headquarters these days? If you're concerned with public opinion, then you'll want to suppress the fact that most of our detectives would rather let a serial killer roam free than risk their lives.
Bro, tell him,
Please
bitch.
excuse me.
Yagami,
Nothing.
what about this L character? Can he be trusted?
Is all
In
you
my
got.
opinion, he's a lot more capable than we are. Right now, even as we speak, he's risking his life.
He's cooking up in tennis.
The crowds. The crowds.
Are these two really amateurs? Who are they anyway?
I think their names are Light Yagami and Hideki Yuga. These are the same two guys who scored perfect on the exam.
Relax, Light.
While it's true that Kira hates losing, it's also true that most people would rather win than lose. It's human nature.
Yeah, I mean, I hate losing. I'm not a massive murderer.
I suppose I could just lose on purpose, but if I do, it could work against me. Since he'd expect Kira to want to win, he might also expect me to throw the match to avoid suspicion. I don't see any way that he can profile me based on a tennis match. So, I have to assume he has some other goal in mind. Anyway,
He's still playing in the same
let
outfit.
him win.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's going for the win.
That's 4 games all. Light Yagami to serve.
Win or lose, it's all 50-50. How do you learn anything from this?
Fire in a line, Judge. Oh, you won't believe this. I thought I'd heard the name Light Yagami somewhere before, so I checked. He was the 0203 junior high tennis champion.
0203.
At the award ceremony,
The
he
one
announced that he was
time.
hanging up his racket.
I can see the wheels turning, Light Yagami. I'm already in your head.
There's no way this tennis match will deepen our friendship. This is a token gesture, an elaborate act we'll go through so we can say we're closer.
Because I wanted to play
I like how
tennis
he
with
grunted in
you'll
his
assume
head.
that I'm preparing to take a step closer, laying the groundwork to get to know you better.
And then you're going to try and trap me by getting me to say something that only Kira would know.
However, I'm sure you'll tell me you need to know if you can trust me first. And of course, the only way
Earliest
to
we'll
win
get
your
to
trust
watching
will be to
Haikyuu.
show what I know about Kira.
That's a
If you
different
want me to
sport.
discuss
But yeah.
I know.
it only makes sense that I want
Sport
to ask
anime
for
time.
proof that you are in charge of the investigation, and more importantly, that you are really as you say you are.
So it goes without saying that the first thing you're going to want from me is...
Some kind of confirmation from a third party that you really are L, which means
We'll have to go to Task Force headquarters.
in all things, one cannot win with defense alone. To win, you must attack!
Nice.
Game and set! Won by Light Yagami!
I love that they come to the same conclusion, too. Great minds.
Just as I expected, you beat me.
It's been a while since I had to play that hard. You want to go somewhere for a drink?
You humored me with the tennis match. The least I can do is answer some of your questions. But before this conversation goes any further, there's something I must tell you.
What's that?
I suspect that you, Light Yagami, are in fact Kira.
Ah, no way!
Ask me something, then please go ahead.
If you want to ask me something, please go ahead.
You think I'm Kira?
Well, I say I suspect you. It's only a 1% possibility. But that aside, I don't mind telling you that once I'm sure you aren't Kira, and I can verify that your deductive skills are as strong as I think they are, I'd like nothing more than to have you work with me on this investigation.
This coffee shop is one of my favorites in the area, and if we sit here, there's no chance of anyone overhearing us. Not to mention, we're so out of the way here, no one's gonna give you a hard time about the way you sit.
I don't sit like this because I want to. I have to sit like this. You see, if I were to sit normally, my deductive skills would immediately be reduced by roughly 40%.
Interesting.
So, would you mind submitting yourself to a test of your deductive reasoning skills?
Sure, why not? Sounds like fun.
Alright then.
Sherlock
We can
Holmes
begin by
practice.
taking a look at these. Photographs of 3 notes written by prison inmates while under Kira's control just prior to their deaths. None of this information has been made public. You can take as long as you want to look them over. Please let me know what you think.
Oh, it's the notes you already wrote out.
Very interesting. Come on, this is child's play. There's a print number on the back of each of these photographs. Clearly, if I read it the way Kira intended on my first attempt, I'd only look more suspicious. If you line these notes up side by side and take a look at the first letter of every line, it reveals a message. Rearranging it like this gives you... L, do you know? Gods of death love apples. But there are obvious print numbers on the back of all these photographs. Arrange it in that order, we get... L, do you know? Love apples, gods of death. That doesn't sound right. And based on that, it's hard to believe that Kiddo would have wanted you to read it this way.
That's incorrect. The thing is, there were actually 4 photographs. When we add this one, it reads... L, do you know? Gods of death who love apples have red hands.
It's a fake. I never made any criminal write the letter in this form. Is he stupid? But seeing as I only had 3 photographs to work with, my deduction was perfect.
No, it wasn't. The truth is, there were 4 of them. If you'd figured that out, it would have been perfect.
Damn him. This wasn't just about gauging my deductive reasoning skills. He wanted to see what my reaction would be. If I keep falling for his tricks, I'll be playing right into his hands.
Yeah, you've been doing that this whole season. This whole
Well,
show.
you got me there. I didn't think of that.
If you were me, faced with someone who might be Kira, how would you go about establishing this person's innocence or guilt? You need to be absolutely sure.
I would probably try to get him to say something that was never made public in any way. Something that only Kira could know. Kinda like what you were doing just now.
Truly amazing. What What's incredible is that I've asked countless detectives that same question, and it took most of them minutes to even come up with an answer.
I'm as smart as you, friend.
You immediately thought of a scenario in which Kira is speaking directly to the investigator. I'm impressed. You'll make a fine detective, Light.
But it's a bit of a double-edged sword. The more impressive my answers, the more of a suspect I become.
Yes, it's about 3% now. However, it's made me that much more determined to work with you on this investigation.
Shut up!
You see, I'm in a position where even if you are Kira, it would still be to my benefit to have you working alongside us.
If I cooperate with you, there's a chance I can help the investigation to move forward. And if I'm Kira, I might reveal myself. In other words, whether I'm Kira or not, you stand to gain either way.
Yeah, bro.
It's a very smart move on your part. I know that I'm not Kira, and I certainly don't want to be killed by him. Besides, what proof have you been able to give me that you yourself aren't Kira? I mean, it hardly seems fair for just one of us to be investigated, wouldn't you say? At this point, neither of us can prove that we're not Kira. However, if you are in fact L, I don't imagine it would be that hard for you to prove it to me. If you can't do that, then I'm afraid I just won't be able to help you.
You sure talk a lot, don't you, Light? For someone who hates losing. I think that's 7%.
Oh.
Maybe him. I don't remember saying you couldn't meet anyone from Task Force headquarters to verify my identity. I am currently working alongside your father, as well as several other senior detectives from the NBA.
God damn it! Like...
Now, if I understand you correctly and I take you to Task Force headquarters, you'll help us with the investigation. Am I safe in making this assumption?
Does this guy have a death wish? I don't understand. What's he thinking?
He wants to fucking die.
Excuse me.
Oh, there goes
He
mine.
shaves with the sharpest knife.
Yes?
Ryuzaki, I have some bad news.
Light, your father is...
Light, it's your... My father. He had a heart attack.
Another god of death. No. No.
No!
Bad. This is not good, bro. This is gonna throw off both L, and this is gonna spell bad things for Light. This is not cool.
Oh, no!
That means that...
Okay, see you tomorrow.
That's,
Have him call me if you need
Natural or what?
Light, you take care of him, okay? Sure.
Okay, he's alive?
No.
So the doctors think stress was the only cause?
Yeah. To be
Okay,
honest, I
he's
thought it
alive.
was Kira when I first called, but I'll be alright. It seems I've been pushing myself a bit too hard lately.
Indeed. It must have added to your stress knowing that Light is a suspect in this investigation.
You actually told my father that?
Yes. In fact, I told him everything. It's true, he even knows that I am L.
That's correct. This man is L. To protect his identity, we on the task force refer to him as Ryuzaki. But make no mistake, it's him.
This guy is the real L.
Why is
My
your
father
dad
lied.
laying
The
next
very
to
same
you?
man who's been
He just heard
controlling
that.
the police up to this point.
Yeah.
If I get rid of him and the rest of the
Red
investigative
eyes.
team, there's no need to rush. I have time to sit back and watch. But for now, I'm the light Yagami who's worried for his father.
So, Ryuzaki, now that you've had the chance to talk to my son, is he cleared as a suspect?
No.
When I say I suspect him, you should know it's very minor.
And I was one of the people Ray Pember was investigating before he died. It only makes sense I'd be a suspect. Nope, to be more precise, there's no one else you could suspect.
Light, listen to me. Kira is pure evil. We can all agree on that. What is truly evil is the power to kill people. And any person who has come to possess this kind of power is cursed. No matter how you use it. No true happiness can be obtained like that. Not by killing other people.
Profound.
I think you're absolutely right. If Kira is just a normal person who somehow obtained this awful power, I would say that he's cursed.
I can't take this anymore. Put yourself in my position. How do you think it feels to be accused of being Kira?
It was one of the worst feelings ever.
What if you were to lock me up for a month in a place with no TV or any other kind of access to the outside world and keep a constant watch over me?
Would any normal person be willing to go to such extreme measures to clear their name?
Yeah.
That's no good. I can't do anything that would deprive you of basic human rights. And furthermore, it's complete nonsense for the investigator to take suggestions from his suspect.
Yeah,
I understand.
Don't worry so much. Be patient. It'll become apparent to us if you're not Kira. And listening to that conversation between you and your father, I was almost convinced you might not be him.
Fucking
Well then.
anti-Batman and Batman.
What is his real name?
Elmo.
I am not Kira.
Elmo.
Ryuk. I never once felt cursed since I picked up the Death Note. In fact, the thought never even crossed my mind. I'm happier than I've ever been, all thanks to this power. I'm going to create a perfect world.
Honestly, I could care less whether you feel cursed or happy to have a notebook. I leave that sentimental crap to you humans. But normally humans who come into contact with a Shinigami have nothing but misfortune.
But I have no intentions of repeating that pattern.
Well, I hope you're right about that.
What is this crap? Don't tell me this is your idea of a proposal! Listen, you people must think that just mentioning Kira's name is enough to get us the ratings we need, huh? Well, you're wrong! Our program gets the ratings because we cover the stories that the other stations won't touch. If it bleeds, it leads. What I need is a good freaking story, not
Oh my
this crap.
god.
Now get out there and find me a story!
But the police won't talk, sir. It's been impossible to get details from them lately.
Idiot! I don't pay you to complain. If they won't give you anything, then get creative!
Mr. Demagawa, sir? This is for you.
What is it? So who is this from? Huh? Now this is more like it. This is what I call a story. It's almost too good to be true. A message to the world from Kira. If you do not broadcast these tapes, I will kill your company's board of directors one by one. Who wouldn't air these? If this is for real, our ratings are gonna go through the roof. Holy crap! I'm so excited I feel like I'm having a heart attack here.
Oh my god. What a scumbag.
Let's go.
Is that my favorite character? Maybe.
Maybe. Alright.
I'm so excited I could have a heart attack.
Whew. Okay.
Wow.
That was fast. That one felt fast.
Yeah, the first one felt the longest, and then
Yeah.
this one just felt like it was like 10 minutes.
Why was he so excited?
Because
What?
ratings.
Why was he
Ratings,
so
bro.
excited?
Money.
Views, the clickbait.
Give me the fucking money.
For this clickbait, I'm gonna say Will has heart attack, and then he doesn't.
Will and Caleb
I can
both
say
have a
Sam.
heart attack.
I can say Sam if you feel better.
All three of us.
We all died.
Everyone died.
Channel over. Clickbait is bad.
It's just Caleb has heart attack live in the hood.
Hood edition.
Hood edition.
Okay. Anime edition.
Anime in the hood for real.
So okay. Episode 10, right? We started off with a tennis match. Yeah.
A true test of each other's wit and might.
And athleticism,
And
I guess.
athleticism.
Yep.
Peak athletes, both of them.
We got
fun.
And we got a little bit of Elle. It's from the UK.
Yeah.
5 years at least.
At least 5 years in the UK.
Tennis champion of high school UK.
Hey, don't even try to think about it. You're not gonna learn anything about me from that. Sorry.
Just a pointless little fact about me.
I just like how he just is so direct, like, yeah, I never said anything about you not being able to meet the task force. It's just like he just goes right at him, like immediately.
No normal person would have said that. So that's kind of weird you said that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
You went up 3%.
I love the random girl who's like, oh, I love that L guy.
Where's my Ryuga?
Ryuga. Let's go.
So she looks like Velma.
Don't be sleeping on him. He's a great fighter. Yep, and you know, I said, how much can you really learn from the tennis game? Because it's like the, oh, somebody ate a cookie and it's only you two in the room. It could be Caleb because of this reason. It could be Will because of that reason. It could be Caleb because of that reason. It could be that. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Now, I guess I would suppose that the winning part of the tennis match isn't the biggest tell sign. It gives a trajectory so you understand the person for when you learn more in the next step. Yeah. Okay, he won. What does that say about him moving on to the next thing at hand?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, part of it too, though, is kind of like there's always. It's one of the things I hate with these kind of stories, but also love because it's interesting. Where it's like, well, if I win, he knows that Kira doesn't like to lose, so it'd be really fitting if I win. But if I lose, then it seems intentional because why would Kira ever intentionally, or why Kira would? Everyone knows that Kira wants to win, so of course if he loses, then it seems like it's a throw. That's like you can't win with either one.
And I would never throw.
Yeah.
I'm too good at tennis to throw.
So
yeah, and then you're working with options. Like for the lose option, was he just not as good as me, or was it a throwaway? Like did he just throw the game?
Yeah.
But then it's not that part matters as much as the tell sign of what the character he's building for himself, because they want to learn about each other. So what character type am I going to create about who I am as a person, and now what is that? How close will that replicate for the next task at hand?
Yeah.
So in this instance, Light went into it and won. And we don't know. Did L throw it? Did L do his best? We would assume that he did his best, and this was the killing blow, because it made based off the inner monologue of Light. It was very clear that it was like whoever strikes first, it will deal the killing blow, right? Well, he said that in the beginning, but also he said sometimes you just have to attack. You can't just keep doing the bounce. Sometimes eventually
you can't be on defense all the time. Sometimes you gotta strike first.
You gotta be the aggressor because they're both playing defense in that instance.
I think that was the main lesson that L learned, is that he is willing to go on the offensive instead of just reacting to everything that he does.
Yeah, and you can already tell from just the height in difference the show makes when these two are together.
Yeah.
Just the in my this is my personal opinion, to be fair, but I feel like the show becomes elevated as soon as the last episode hits, and I feel like you can see the difference in what we get to experience as viewers when these two get to actually not just talk through the TVs, but like actually bounce off each other too.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Well,
too.
it's because like it's in the moment. I need to decide what I'm gonna do right here, right now. Not like a damn. I can sit and talk about this out loud because I have Ryuk in the room, or I can sit and talk about this with my detectives, or even though L's more inner thinking, anyways. But you know what I mean. It's everybody has their own ways of doing it, but when they're faced with each other right then on, everything mattered before and all the minute details mattered before, but now they matter even more because you're directly facing them.
Yeah.
I mean, even to the point of like when they're at the coffee shop and he's like, let me test your deductive reasoning skills. And he gives him the three notes
scribbling
of the prisoners, and L or Light automatically comes up with the answer correctly, and then L's like, well, there's actually a fourth. So the fact that you didn't think, like, because it's like two things. It's like he's shitting on him because, oh, you didn't even think of the possibility there's a fourth, but in reality he's saying, well, you didn't even think of the possibility of a fourth because there wasn't a fourth, so you knew there was a third. So you didn't have to really use deductive reasoning, you just knew the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't decide. I think personally because there's two, since we get to have the inner monologues, that is always exciting, and it's more of a mwahaha for the audience, like, because you get to see the moves before they happen because it's them processing it. I still think it is even more fun for me to just watch them without that and just see how it bounces off each other. I think I like that a lot. Like just the conversations in the moment. But for sure the inner helps with us understand why they say the things they say.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just fun, like the line where he goes, hey, so since we're going to be friends, I think I might as well just tell you, I think you are Kira. That's a great, that's no, you don't have any build up to it, it's just in your face,
just drop
accept it. Okay, now, here's the next step we're going to. This is where we feel about each other, and we have to process it as they just keep funneling new ideas at us.
It's good when it's like the intro. Like, I just dropped the grenade, but now we get to see, like, okay, well, all right, what do I do here? Okay, how do I react to this? Okay, if he reacted that way, what should my next move be?
Yeah.
It's like we're watching two, like, grandmaster chess players duke it out.
So fun. I love this so much.
No,
It's so damn good.
What?
What? Like,
huh? You're just gonna throw that out there casually?
That's
what he said.
I said no anal beads.
Oh, nice.
It's whatever. It's a joke reference. I'll explain
Demon
later.
Slayer?
No.
What? When did that happen?
Tengen.
No, there was a cheating scandal in chess recently that got big on social media, and people were trying to figure out how the guy cheated in chess, and someone came up with the idea that he had vibrating anal beads to tell him what was going on. It was just like people spitballing. it's funny, but I had to explain it, so it's not as funny, but...
Yeah, I'm sure it was funny in the moment.
It's okay.
I think it was almost funnier if you just said the words anal beads
and then
never Sam just stares at you like, huh?
I hope someone...
Anyway, I really like what Elle did this episode.
I hope someone understood.
No, I knew what you were talking about, but I just wanted to make it.
Dude, fuck you.
I watched the Ludwig video about it.
Apologies, just in case anyone rips me. I brought up the little OCD thing a little early about.
Oh yeah, him saying that his deductive reasoning is not. Did he say 40% less?
He's 40% less effective when he's not sitting that specific way.
Now, I said the OCD thing. They don't say it in the show, but that was my interpretation of why he does those things. To be honest, I couldn't remember if they had mentioned it earlier, but I wanted to bring it up as a talking point. But I guess this episode would have been the more appropriate one to address it. But
So why'd you spoil it, dude? What's your problem?
I'm sorry. That's what I said. I said to them because I know it was some way.
I wanted to know why the funny man sat weird, and you told me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, though. Like, it's him getting into his comfortable position to do things. I mean, everybody's got their, like, their things that they go. I mean, like, if I'm at work, and whether I'm at work, like, at my job, or if I'm editing, and I need to, like, lock in and focus, like, I know it's dumb, but, like, I can't do, like, video in the background, like, I need, like, phone turned sideways, like, just listen, or, like, no TikTok on, no YouTube on, I can't listen to a podcast, I just gotta, like, flip it down, do my thing.
I need to multitask.
Yeah, but it's different, though, when it's something where I have to use brain power to process, it's like I need silence, but if it's physical labor, I need something to push me along, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you briefly brought up also the pictures. I liked that scene a lot. The trickery of this guy just assumed, like, he just keeps falling for these traps. He thinks in the moment that he's being clever, and then he gets caught in the fact that he has to pretend that there are more possibilities other than the evidence he already is aware of, because he just assumed that there were only 3 because he knows there's already 3. And never consider the possibility of anything outside what was the empirical truth to him. And also, random, this has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the scene, but you see the shot of Elle's shoulders looked so jacked. Just talking about weird inconsistencies, because he's always slender, but there was one shot where his shoulders literally arched like Ryuk in it.
There was a lot of shots this episode, like, when they were talking, when he dropped I think you're Akira, Light's face from a distance was literally just dot and line.
Those are my favorite though. They're so funny.
And then there was
budget cut.
And then at the end of the episode, when they're outside of the limo, outside the hospital in front of the limo, like, Elle looked like more of a gremlin than he's ever looked. Like, his face just looked weird. The hair looked big.
His nose looked longer.
The nose was longer. It was weird. The nose was longer. The face was closer together, and the hair just didn't fit the head like it normally had. It's just so odd the way the proportions.
I kind of love how inconsistent the drawing is. It's like at some points.
I think it's like just pay attention to the story kind of thing. But like Ryuk looked awesome today. Like that, there was a close-up shot of Ryuk, and he was like lost and glistening in the darkness, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's just funny to like notice those things.
It's so in our face. It's impossible to not pay attention to. I mean, this isn't like a show with like 7 characters on screen. It's like one person in the background and one person dead in the shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're jarring looking.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they got the call.
Mr. Yagami got hospitalized, heart attack. Yeah.
Get pranked.
I thought they were setting up another Kira.
You weren't wrong to think of that. I mean, they set it up because they had the Shinigami.
That's what I was. I was like, oh, he like immediately came down. He wants to be the copycat to Ryu. Just
yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was an intentional red herring too, just to like fool you.
Well, I got sniped. I was a little birdie. I got sniped.
It's funny you said that though, because when I watched it, I thought that Light did it. I was like, what? I thought this was like a play to be like against L, to be like, I wouldn't kill my father, kind of thing. Like, and I was like, damn, that sucks.
See, because I legitimately think that Light wouldn't kill any of his family members. Like, I think he likes his family enough to not do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I think Light would have to be pushed to such an extreme that to kill his own father. I don't think that he would, unless given a really, really almost impossible choice. Like if he had to off himself or off his dad, I feel like that's the only time that situation would come up.
But I don't think he would do it just like bang.
Just in case I'm gonna get caught. I might as well
my dad's out of the way now. It's like, what? I don't think that. I didn't think he would do something like that.
But yeah, no, there was for a moment. I still kind of think it would be an interesting twist if there was another Kira. How that works?
Copycat Kira.
How that works?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying that other Shinigami gets their own human and starts playing this game, or if it's someone that's like more of like a real serial killer. But maybe they still try and be hands off like Kira was, like maybe using like poison or stuff like that, whatever. But I feel like that would still be an interesting thing to throw in on top of all this, because then fucking Light would be confused as well as to what is happening. Like, I'm not the one going around killing these people now, so who is trying to steal my steeds? Who's trying to take my spotlight?
Yeah, and it would be interesting. Because that would take the heat off him, and he'd be like, "No, fuck that, I'm Kira."
But then,
it could be a reverse effect. Sometimes killers don't like when they're being like their glory is stolen, especially like this guy.
Yeah. Well, this guy has the god complex where he thinks he's like he wants to both rule the world, but also do a justice like service to it.
Yeah.
But if someone's stealing his cosmic riz,
but he could also use it as a ploy. Be like, oh no, this is the path we need to, because then they could investigate together. You know what I mean? Like Al and Light would be able to investigate a new murder, because Light actually doesn't have any knowledge, so he doesn't need to play it off like, let me try and use my deductive reasoning. It's like, no, we're going to work through this together. Yeah. That would be interesting.
And then it becomes a buddy cop show with serial killer man and weird toe man hunting a different Kira.
Yes.
And it would be my favorite show ever.
Because of the toes.
Because of the sweaty, gross toes.
I don't like that every single time. This is my other gripe with the show. Why do they always need to focus on the toe and like the big toe rub? It's like every time that he is sitting down, it's his. Yeah.
What if they were holding hand holding toes under the table though?
It's everybody's like this or head rub if you have like a buzzed head. It's his thing. Because he's got to do this. He's got to do this with his hand.
But they just focus on that. He'll be deep in monologue, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really trying to understand where he's coming from, how he's deducing everything. Feet rubbed together.
Yeah, maybe I'm a weirdo. I think Ryuk's more distracting for me.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, that was pretty distracting.
Because he's a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah.
And all these guys are like supposed to be semi-realistic.
Really, yes, semi-realistic. Yeah.
This guy's just floating around like
yeah. And I mean the puzzle pieces have fallen perfectly for both of them. The opportunity has allowed for Light to be brought on board.
And Light is proven now to actually be Light has found out via his father that L is who
L
says
is L.
Yep, so we got confirmation for that.
And now he just has to wait for the right time to
play it
learn.
on.
He's got to play it on, learn the name, and then wait for the right time to take him out.
And I like some of the options presented in this episode, like the extent that Light wants to go to disprove, because he came at Elle very quickly outside, like, what will it
do
take
I gotta do
for me to get you to stop considering it to be me? And he offered options like,
lock himself in
solitude, like lose his own human rights, like given over to him. And I like the counter to it was like, I'm not gonna let you, the suspect,
I'm not listening to a suspect
decide, because because I mean, you can already see how that would work in his favor. He just writes things months in advance, and then he just goes and does it. Like,
shit! Wait, didn't he do that? And
he has.
Are people still just dying?
Yeah.
Fuck! Wait, the body count's still rising.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
I think last episode he set up for like people to die for several weeks.
The first episode, Ryuk said, "You have been." I think he either said 4 days or 4 hours.
Okay, yeah, that's what
he said. You've just been nonstop writing down people ahead of time. Like, what do you?
I need to see a reveal of how many names, like an exact number of how many names this motherfucker's written in there.
It was enough for Ryuk to get pissed because it wasn't entertaining to him. He's like, no one does it like this. Like, no one writes these names
You're so weird.
this far in advance. Like, it's not even fun.
You're so weird, dude.
He's like, not even Shinigamis use it this way, and never as a human. What is your deal?
You're so freaking weird.
So, like, even if that happened, like, he's already covered, at least for this month, as far as we were aware. It seemed like he had, like, 3 or 4 weeks stacked.
So people were just steadily dying.
Yeah.
But he also has the one in his wallet, just in case he needs to write one real quick.
Yep. And
I love that you can take a paper with you. I know it's been multiple episodes since we've known that, but the fact that you can just take a piece of paper anywhere with you.
That's like the most dangerous thing to me. Because what if they just want to like feel you down and pat you and like Pemba.
Or his wallet gets snatched on the street or something.
Oh yeah,
random person
grabs it. Yeah, if somebody grabs it and then Ryuk appears over near them, like the
shooter,
or whatever, the shooter, yeah.
Bus.
And he was called cursed multiple times by his dad and Elle today, and
he's like, I'm not cursed. I love this. Woohoo!
I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I love killing.
Happiest I've ever been. I love the moments. They didn't focus on it too much in this episode, but I love the moments where people close to him like call him things that he just doesn't consider.
Evil.
Yeah, like whatever this guy's doing is absolutely evil, and they have to be a cursed human. I like that even when the dad said it. I mentioned the eyes. When the dad said that, the subtle detail of it wasn't subtle for Elle. Elle like looked to like watch what he was doing, and you just saw like Elle like knowing that he was waiting for a light. Light looked over, knowing he was wanting an expression from his face.
Yeah.
And yeah, the big ending. Greedy newscaster wants some explosive numbers in his ratings, and lo and behold, Kira has brought many mixtapes.
Yeah. To play on the news.
He just raps about his killings now. I can't do that. Really hurt.
That was really good.
That was fire,
nice,
bro.
man.
Dude, bring up Ableton. We're about to make a
Working title
Ableton mixtape.
So, what do you think is on the tapes for our final send-off?
Probably some type of riddle message or a threat to the world. Kind of like Dark Knight Joker-esque. Like, hey, this is my expectation. I need this done, or people are going to start dying. Just to throw L/Light himself on a new goose hunt.
If the Batman doesn't take off his mask, Caleb will die tonight.
Oh.
I think you might be on. Hey, this is the Japan of 2 Batmans. Will they Arkham Knight this thing?
Red Hood.
I guess the Dark Knight this thing, I should say.
Dark Knight.
Guys, make sure you are there for the reveal of the tapes by subscribing to the channel. Grab your apple and grab your chips. Make sure you're there on the journey. Check out the Patreon, and we will see you in the next reaction. Punch it!
Bow! What a say?